So what was the first meal you ever cooked me?
The first meal I ever cooked Caitlin was lamb chops.
It was.
But I have no idea what I put with it. No idea. So I was driving to get the lamb chops today. Caitlin said you had this idea. How did you get the idea for the video?
Someone actually left a question in last week's video. I think the question was more referring to what did you cook the first time we met, which was in the restaurant. I can't for the life of me remember what you would have served. It probably was everything on the menu at Gill's Diner because it was a table of 10, 15 people. So we thought instead do the first meal Andy ever cooked me on, I think it was our second date.
Cute, I cooked for you the second date.
Yeah, I think we went out to dinner for the first date. I think you cooked me on the second date. And it was, what was the choice behind lamb?
Well, Caitlin was a vegetarian at the time.
I was.
So I said...
I think it was 6 years I'd been a vegetarian.
I said, well, I think you probably need to eat meat if we're going to hang out. So I cooked your lamb chops. I asked you what you wanted, you said lamb chops.
Yeah. I was thinking about going back to eating meat. I was about to go to Europe for 4 months and it was on my mind already.
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't completely Andy. But he did say to me, I can't date a vegetarian. So, yeah, that's the inspiration for tonight's dinner.
So here we are.
What have you decided to put with it instead?
Well, I was driving to get my lamb chops. I was trying to think what I'm going to do. And I was randomly listening to one of Flume's albums, which is kind of quite unlike me. Not that I don't, I quite like Flume. Flume's fine. Fine, that's not very... Flume's great.
So you're...
It's not my usual music. Yeah, I listen to mainly hip hop. I listen to a little bit of drum and bass. Occasionally a bit of reggae.
Yeah.
And occasionally I listen to Flume. And I thought about this after, but you know when you're like a cutesy, like start of a relationship phase, you have like a song.
Yeah, we had a song.
It was a Flume song.
Yeah, it's gonna be you and me.
But anyway, let's not get too cheesy.
Okay, before you put that oven, what have you done
I'll talk about that.
Okay, all right.
But that album that I was listening to, do you know the cover? It's got the flower on it. It's very purple and pink.
Yes.
So then I thought, well, how about I do a dish based on those colours?
Wow.
So we've got a very purple dish.
Cool.
And some ricotta because I wanted to bake some ricotta and I had it in the fridge. So I'm going to bake some ricotta. We're going to do some pan-fried lamb chops, simple as. Bake ricotta, some balsamic and blood orange lemon zest. It's not really going to look, the balsamic's trying to make it look a bit more purple than it is. So that's into an oven, 200 degrees. And then for our garnish, we have some little baby roast beets that are already cooked. These little guys. We have some raw Target beetroot, these little guys, which I'm just going to slice where you find the mandolin. We've got some yams roasting. Have you ever had a yam before?
I think you fed me a yam
Yeah, this is a very Kiwi thing. I think it's also eaten a lot in South America. Starchy vegetable. They roast up, they're beautiful. So I've got some of those already roasted.
Nice.
Some purple Brussels sprouts that I'll pan fry. And I've kept some of the outside leaves that I'll blanch. And some blood orange segments.
Yum.
Bit fancy.
It's a very sort of fancy dish for a Saturday night. Very inspired dish.
Yeah, I was like, oh well, went to Bradley's, the local veg shop, and I found out what I could and thought, oh, that'll work. So quite earthy, lots of earthy flavours, the yams, the beetroots, some sweetness of the citrus, a bit of creaminess from the ricotta.
Very nice, very date night dish. So if anyone needs a date night dish.
Lucky you.
Lucky me. Well, I thought I would keep it kiwi as well. Oh. Because we're cooking lamb.
We're cooking lamb.
Well, you're cooking lamb. We're having lamb. And I have this bottle of wine in the fridge that Matt Lambert, another great Kiwi chef, sent to me. So he is the executive chef for Rodd Gunn. Heads up their restaurant. They've got New Zealand, they've got one in Brisbane, they have one in Melbourne.
Not yet.
Coming
in
soon?
Melbourne, Queenstown, Auckland.
So heads up all those, and they have done a wine collab with a winery in Central Otago, Mishkas, I think, Mishkas. So he sent me a couple of bottles of this, and hadn't opened it yet, so I thought it was the perfect timing to open it up. I do love a New Zealand Pinot. I'd say sometimes more than the Aussie ones as well.
Ooh.
I know, especially Central Otago. They have some great Pinots there. So that is what I'm drinking. So shout out to Matt and Rodd Gunn for sending me these tasty little wines.
Shout out to Matt Lambert.
Love Matt.
Well, and in memory of Matt Lambert, I've got my tweezers out too.
Matt's a fancy chef.
Matt's a very fancy chef. What else? I've really set myself a task here. Got lots to get done. Excuse me if I'm a bit quiet.
That's okay. I'll just put the top down on with some music in the background.
You're just gonna have to lead the charge on this one.
Oh yeah? That's okay. Last week's question was about your favorite condiment based on the previous video on your channel.
Yes.
Look, hot sauce is
Number
the
one.
clear winner. Lots of variations of hot sauce. Obviously Cholula, crispy chili sauce, Bippy even got a mention in there, Sriracha, and then there was XO sauce, salsa, mayo, garlic mayo, smoky barbecue, mustard, and good old tomato sauce.
Classics.
Yeah.
Very good.
What's your favorite condiment?
I get my most used condiment's probably a chili sauce. I'm pretty prone to ketchup or tomato sauce as well. I mean, you can't beat like hot chips and tomato sauce, can you?
No, it's pretty great. I would say my favorite condiment growing up was definitely tomato sauce. It was probably the only condiment I really ate, and we just had it on everything. Sausages, lamb chops, steak, dare say even lasagna sometimes. Yeah,
Maybe keep that to yourself.
I was a kid. I liked sugar, so you know. But I think mine would probably be hot sauce. But I don't like anything too spicy. So Cholula is
hot enough.
Yeah, it's a good option. Okay, that would be my pick.
Very good.
Yeah.
How's your week been, Caitlin?
It's been good.
Been good?
Yeah.
It's a little bit stressful.
Yeah. What's going on?
There's
always lots going on. We had to pop to Sydney on Friday. I mean, you were busier than me. Well, you were filming pretty much every day. I got to spend most days at my computer getting through my work. So
Yep.
yeah. How's your week?
Yeah. Lots of filming at the moment. Lots to catch up on.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly had to go to Sydney yesterday, so that kind of chewed up my office day. So I had to spend all day. Had a good day in the office today though. Wrote like
You're productive.
10 recipes or something. Which is good.
Productive.
I'm out of the studio all week next week. Got some events around the place.
Yeah, where are you heading to?
Auckland on Monday, and then for an event on Tuesday, private events. And then be in Sydney. No, I'll be then flying to Melbourne, event on Thursday in Melbourne, then flying to Sydney, event on Friday in Sydney.
Okay.
And then home.
Busy week for you.
It's a busy week. No filming though.
No. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
You'll miss it?
yeah. I'll miss it.
He likes being in front of the camera. No, you like cooking.
I like cooking.
Like this is, I mean, would this would be the favourite part of your job? Just cooking?
Yeah, I mean, this
camera?
particularly, yeah, like
You like this?
this, like playing, I guess. And I don't get to do it as much as I'd like either.
The easy cooking,
No, like the playing, like trying to
yeah.
coming up with new dishes.
Yeah.
I enjoy.
Yeah, you need to give yourself more time to do that.
Yes.
When you have that opportunity.
Yes. So the lamb, I just rendered the fat out and then just going to seal both sides. We'll cook the lamb like medium. I don't really like lamb rare. I don't think it tastes particularly good. I feel like it gets a bit chewy. So I like my lamb about medium. I'm just going to pan fry these little baby Brussels sprouts, which are spitting at me. Segments are done. I'll keep those and make a little dressing out of it. And I actually want these sprouts to go pretty black. I want a bit of bitterness from them. Pretty sweet anyway. So I'll give them a pretty hard char. And I do want to rest this lamb pretty well also. So once we've got some nice colour on it, these won't take long because they're pretty thin. As soon as we've got some nice colour on both sides, they'll come out of the pan and just rest up really well. What else do I need to do? Cut up my beets. I need to blanch these quickly. I've got some water over there. I don't want them like cooked, but also will make them a little bit more vibrant. Cut these beets while I've got a second. And then I'll get my yams out, slice my beetroot, my raw beetroot. See how my ricotta is travelling. Laughing. Yes, they're looking great. They can come out, that's raw, that can come out. This will be my garnish tray. Dressing for that. How are these feeling? Well, they're pretty much done.
That was quick.
Quick.
So lamb should be cooked medium?
I think so. I think it's all raw. Like lamb tartare is really nice.
Yeah.
I think rare lamb, I'm not a huge fan of. I like it kind of, medium or raw.
Okay. Medium or raw. Okay.
Yeah. For like a loin like that, yeah.
Yeah.
There's my leaves, just nicely blanched, apart from that one, because that was a whole one. That was a mistake. They're kind of more like the garnish, I guess.
Okay.
Than anything.
Yep.
So last week's cake video didn't do great, but that's all right.
There was a
lot of very good comments.
And a lot of comments on this channel as well.
Right.
So
for people who liked it.
People who liked it, people who found it very nostalgic.
Yeah, I think unless you're our international audience probably didn't quite understand it, understandably.
There was actually a couple of comments from people, I can't remember the countries, but and other countries that also had the same book and their parents made it for them. Yeah. So this Australian Women's Weekly.
It's just very popular here.
Went far, yeah.
Went far and wide.
Mm-hmm. You know, your mum actually got into the comments on Facebook saying you had both the train and the tip truck as a kid.
Thanks, Mum. Mum was a cake decorator, so that doesn't surprise me. Mum made a lot of, like she did like wedding cakes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then my stepdad growing up, Paul, not Paul, my brother.
Yeah.
Paul Davison.
Oh, yes.
He was made very artistic. He has a very good eye for art. He also did a lot of cake decorating. He did I think they did a few as a side hustle, and they always made us interesting cakes. All right. That's
those Brussels sprouts look so good.
Nice and charred.
Oh, it's the best way to have them.
Yeah.
Not
I am
the
just gonna
steamed or boiled versions.
boiled
grew up
Brussels
with.
sprouts I'm off Brussels sprouts. I get off Brussels sprouts. I feel like restaurants have kind of ruined them. It's like every single restaurant. Miso Brussels sprouts.
I still like them.
It's just overdone.
I don't think we were ever served Brussels sprouts as a kid because my parents were scarred with how their parents served it to them, which was boiled until it had zero flavour.
I'm just dressing all this in lamb fat that I rendered off, which is a bit deluxe. What else do I need to do, Caitlin?
Snack chef?
My ricotta's looking good.
Yeah?
That tray's not looking good though. That's your problem.
What tray? As in the clean up?
The clean up.
It's okay.
Oh, here's my roasted yams. They can come out. So that's what they come out like. Cute, aren't they?
Yeah.
My mum used to make these a lot.
So is yams easy to find in supermarkets here?
No.
Or more just...
the only place I've ever seen them is up the road at
Brady's?
Brady's.
Okay.
Shout out to Brady's.
So maybe your small independent...
Yeah. Small independent might have them.
Fruit and veg.
Yeah. Especially if they've got kiwis living around there, because kiwis love these things.
Yeah, okay. Good for you?
Yeah. I can't see why not. It's just a root veg.
Yep. This is smelling really good. I'm surprised Duck isn't here.
He's just ran away. He's a bit tired.
Just make sure it doesn't need to... Oh, I don't think he likes the smoke.
Oh.
Yeah, that's... It's got an interesting flavour.
It does. It's far more interesting than potato.
Yeah, I agree. There was actually a question in last week's video of why duck is called duck.
Yeah, well, you named him.
I did name him. I was going through a Mad Men phase, you know, the TV show Mad Men. I was watching that. There is a character in there whose name is Duck Phillips. I think his actual name was Herman, but his nickname was Duck. I don't know why I liked it. It was either between that or Action, from Action Bronson. I kind of wish we chose Action. But then Duck has just been quite funny. And he does, when he gets worked up, his bark kind of sounds like a bit of a quack in a way. So it just works for him. And you know, I love telling people that when I call him Duck, and people are like, Doug? No, Duck. Doug. No, Duck. Anyway, that's why he's named Duck. Mad Men character. And then Olive, when we had her, I think my sister actually named her, but kind of worked in the food category. Duck and Olive. She looked like what's the dark
Kalamata.
olives? Kalamata. She looked like a Kalamata olive.
She did look like a Kalamata olive.
Yeah.
All right, time to play.
Woohoo!
Let's just put a bit of olive oil on that. And a little bit of balsamic. To dress the plate.
Lovely.
We'll keep that split. I don't want to emulsify that.
Okay. Oh, we've got the nice plates.
How am I going to plate this now? I think I'm going to let's carve this in half. Ricotta bakes super well too.
You feeling the pressure? Or
Feeling the pressure, everyone's watching. Yeah,
you.
you're like, I'm like, oh, can you just carry the conversation? And you're just like not talking. It's great.
Oh, it's really interesting what you're doing.
Sure.
I'm sure that everyone would prefer to watch that. Let me talk. I can talk. Someone asked what our kitchen benches are made of. So this one is...
Tasmanian oak.
Is it Tassie oak?
I think so.
feel like we went with a different timber. Anyway, there's a few different timbers you can choose. But this one is timber, and is it good to cook on?
Yeah, I like it. It's nice and tactile.
They did a fair few protective coats on top of it.
Yeah.
Just to stop damage or oil sort of seeping down into it. But yeah, it's nice. It's kind of the light feature of the kitchen. And they also asked, what is your thought on different types of kitchen benches?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Huh.
Is there anything you don't like
No,
for a kitchen bench?
not really. I like stainless steel a lot at the moment. And it kind of, worked well, it's hygienic, it's durable.
Yeah.
The wood's not like super durable, but it is what it is.
But I think having a massive chopping board that you have on top of this kitchen bench helps
Yeah.
with the upkeep, keeping the bench clean.
Yeah.
What about, I think stone is very common for people to use, or Laminax. I think with a lot of the light stones.
The Laminax is pretty impressive. We're in a Laminax showroom yesterday, and it's come a long way.
It has some cool colours and materials,
yeah.
and there's some amazing stuff in there actually. And then I guess black sometimes, I don't know, depending on, black stone might be all right. We find with,
Black cabinets are pretty
you can just see marks
fingerprinty
on them. So maybe that'd be an issue for kitchen benches, but. Oh, you're right. Why is it?
There's a bug.
Oh, it's chasing the bug. Yeah. Sorry, while you're trying to concentrate, all the questions are for you.
Go for it. I can do two things at once.
Any nasty kitchen injuries, and how did you recover?
No, I haven't had any real crazy ones.
Yeah?
The craziest, it's not really a kitchen injury, but I was riding home from work one night in London, and a taxi did a U-turn in front of me, and I admittedly was riding a fixie bike with no brakes, so I didn't stop fast enough, went over it and woke up in hospital. But as far as actual kitchen injuries, lots of cuts.
Yep.
I had my ego bashed up a bit, a few times.
A few things thrown at you.
Yeah. Been called every name under the sun.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
But you saw a few nasty injuries though over your time, right?
Yeah. I think I've talked about them. The craziest one I saw was a guy, a sashimi chef, cutting sashimi. He used to always wipe his sashimi knife on his apron, and I used to tell him off for it. Just be like that. And then just one day he kind of was busy, and instead of wiping like that, he went like that, and his sashimi knife is
very sharp.
Very sharp. Just went straight through his leg.
Oh.
So I kind of brushed it off and was like, I told you so. And then I turned around and saw the blood, and I was like, someone probably needs to get him to the hospital.
All right. So, but he recovered?
Still alive as far as I know.
Came back to the kitchen eventually?
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
Any advice for someone who's opening a restaurant for approaching creating the menu?
Oof. Just be honest to yourself, be true to yourself. If you can't plate food like that consistently, or if you can't do something consistently, don't put it on the menu. Be honest about where you're targeting in the market. If you're a local bistro, do local bistro food. Maybe elevate it. If you're a local pub, do local pub. If you're a local cafe, don't try and do something crazy.
Yeah.
Think about you've got to cover all dietaries and requests now. So you have to have vegan options and all that stuff. Whereas in the past you kind of get away with it. Yeah. As Matt Lambert says, inspiration is everywhere.
Matt Lambert says that.
That's Matt Lambert's favourite saying.
Right, okay. Cool. One more question. if someone didn't have experience in hospo, but they do cook at home, how would they go about approaching a restaurant for experience? They're going to Melbourne for a few months and want some experience in a restaurant.
Start at the bottom.
Do you have any Melbourne restaurant recommendations for them to approach?
Go to them all. But I mean, start at the bottom.
Do restaurants take on people who have zero?
Not
like,
really.
kitchens?
Not a good restaurant. No.
Okay.
No. They'll take you on as a pot wash.
Okay.
But they're not going to take you on put you in the kitchen. No.
Right.
And not at a good restaurant. I don't think it's worth doing at a bad restaurant.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Right. So
Because
you've got
bad
to,
habits.
even if you're like an avid home cook, they'll be looking
completely different.
They're looking for culinary school or experience somewhere else.
Yeah.
So the best bet, if you want to,
if you're really serious about it and you really want to get into a kitchen, your best bet is to go get a pot wash job, and
work your way up.
Work your way up. You know, like, and it's also a good thing to do if you're like, oh, I'm a good home cook, and I'm interested in this. Go work in a pot wash. You're going to know what it's like real quickly. You're going to see it all.
Yeah.
And you're either going to go, I'm in. You're either a freak like the chefs, and you go, I'm in. I want this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Or you're not, and you go, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay.
So before you take a bigger leap and do something crazy, quit your job.
I think they were just coming for like a year or something. Yeah. So
we'll just go work in the pot wash, and you'll be if you work hard and you're efficient and you're eager, they'll quickly pull you out of the pot wash and put you in prep.
Okay.
So you go pot wash, then you become a prep chef, so you're literally picking herbs, putting stock away, stuff like that. And then at some point, if you're going to want to get some qualifications.
Okay. Cool.
Good luck.
Good advice. Well, this looks beautiful. This looks very fancy and special for your usual food, our usual Saturday night dinner.
We'll give it.
Special.
I think I like that one better. We'll give it
Oh yeah.
one of these ones.
Yeah. Date night food.
So, roast lamb chops, blood orange zest roasted ricotta, blood oranges, beetroots, Brussels sprouts, and yams.
It's beautiful.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Hey Siri, end timer.
Okay.
Well, I don't think there's
Thanks, Siri.
Well, there was a couple of comments about us eating. Turning microphones
It's so
off.
funny because some people
love it, but
are like, eat on camera.
But it may be.
Come to everyone in my home.
What?
Hey Siri.
Did she just send a message to someone?
Yeah, I don't know what she did.
Oh dear. Anyway, this is a date night dinner, so we'll sit at the table and enjoy it together. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.